hanging out here. I don't know if you can catch some of these views. It's like bright turquoise blue water. Some of those big buildings in the background. See if I can get someone to get the flag. Where's that? Nassau, Bahamas. Let's turn this thing around. Got some people hanging out at the beach. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm hanging out at the beach too. So I took a cruise. I'm here in the Bahamas right now, hanging out for the next few hours, and want to take maybe like the next 5-10 minutes to explain what is it I do online. Like, what the heck is it Brian does when he posts these pictures, some of these status updates. And it's got me a little bit curious because I would love an extra stream of income coming into my life. For instance, if maybe you work a job, like for instance, I work a job too, so I work full time. I'm actually a restaurant software tech support manager, and so let's put something in perspective. So even a position like that pays me roughly about $60,000 per year, and it's actually something that I really like doing. I actually like being in tech support. I love helping people out. I love solving problems. It kind of reminds me, like, one of my favorite shows is like House, and it's kind of like, you know how like House on the show, even though he's a medical doctor, like he really understands how people think. He understands personalities. He understands what people will do in order to create possibly the problem that they have. And so being a problem solver, he's able to solve it very quickly. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing tech support, because I love helping people out. I love being able to resolve their problems in a very short time period. I love being able to give someone a great service. I love just building relationships. I love just hanging out with people. I love just hanging out in environments like this, because it's one of those things that it kind of frees my mind. It allows me to do what I'd be able to do, especially when it comes to the online world. So, but here's the thing. If I only focus on my job, I promise you guys, like, I'm gonna go homeless. And I'm not trying to go homeless. Like, I don't know like where you're at like financially, and I don't know if you're at a point where it's like you're kind of sick and tired of just doing the same thing over and over again. Maybe it's like you're at a point where something needs to change, but maybe the position you're in, it's like, and you know it too. You know it. You're actually comfortable being where you are, because right now, it kind of what you're doing, it's like it makes you happy, but you're not as happy as you could be, and that's what frustrates you. I know it, because that's where I've been in my personal life. I completely understand, I get that, but at the same time, you know that the majority of where you are in your life, it's a complete red line. Like, for instance, you have a car breakdown, and you look in the bank account right now, and you're like, can I really afford that car breaking down? Someone gets sick in the family. You look at the family member, and you're just thinking, you better not get sick, because if you get sick, I don't know how we're gonna take care of you. You look at the insurance on your car. It's like, do you have insurance? You might have full coverage. You might be driving with no insurance. you look at some of the things that you want to do in life, like even like for something like this. So let's say you're like, okay, I want to next weekend just take a trip to the Bahamas, and you sit there and you're thinking about it, you're like, I can't afford a trip to the Bahamas. You know, I want to go out there and eat at a fancy restaurant. I can't do that either. It's like, I want to be able to go out there, and I really hope that if you have pets or whatnot, it's like, I hope the dog doesn't get sick. Oh, the dog got sick and now I can't afford it. And it's like, you have so many of these things. It's like you're living life on what I call like the red line, and you got to start planning in advance. Well, if you're working a job right now, chances are you're living the red line. And if that's all you ever do, I promise you, you're not going to get wealthy. I don't know, like people say, you know, you just keep working this darn thing for the next 20, 30, 40 years, and then you become a millionaire, and then you have like a retirement account, and you can actually retire on like 40% less. And you hear like some of those things, but you're like, I don't know what charts these people are looking at, because I got some bills. It's like, I go and I get my check for one every couple weeks, and it's like, I look 3 days later and it's gone. It's like, oh man, you look at your account, like you start a job and it's like a year later, you look at your account and it's like, oh man, like there's nothing more in there. There's nothing more in there. And when you take responsibility, you know, it could be a you problem. Like, you could be the problem. Like, for instance, like money comes into your account and it's just gone. It's just gone because maybe you have different priorities. Maybe you're out drinking every single night. Maybe you're spending on Netflix. Maybe you've got a cable bill that's like $100, and you don't realize that if you just got rid of this cable bill, because you don't, what are you doing watching TV anyways when things need to get done? Like, when you've got dreams and goals, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing that you have to spend money for the cable bill? What if you just cut the cable, you don't watch TV anyways, even if there was an alternative option, Netflix is like $13 a month, you know? Like, it's really about priorities. Like, what are you spending money on right now that it's cool because maybe you're hanging out with friends, like hanging out with friends, family, and it's giving you not necessarily the happy and fulfilled and the great life that you want it to be, but it's kind of just a, here's what my friends are doing at the time, and I just want to be cool with them. I want to be able to build relationships because you really care about people, and you spend a lot of time with people, and you start looking at the different groups. Because I don't know about you, but I've had tons of friends in my life. I've had friends from all different backgrounds, all different financial levels, all different colors of the skin, all different maybe languages that they speak, all different maybe perspectives of life that they have, maybe one of wealth and abundance, maybe one of not wealth and abundance. I've been around people that they have goals, they have a vision, they have a dream, they're willing to move teams and groups of people, and if they don't have the skills to do that, then they get the skills and go and do that. I've been around people that they are not there yet. They haven't had it click for them. They haven't had that momentum, that mental, and that perspective shift in order to even be open and accept. Because it's not necessarily like what beliefs are true. Like some of you, like you believe in like a certain religion, like you might be Christian, Catholic, you might be Mormon, and then there's lots of religions out there, right? And you might have a specific one that you firmly are passionate and that you believe deep down to your soul. Well, someone else might not have that belief. And in some forms of beliefs, you want to go out there, and because you believe and are so passionate, you want to go out there and influence change. You want to influence someone else to have a perspective shift. And at the same time, there's also the awareness that other beliefs do exist and that they can be true too. There isn't like a belief that's necessarily right or wrong. They're just different. There's just a different model of living. There's just a different model of ways of thinking. There's different models of how you can currently show up and exist in life. And they're for the most part, I would say the majority of them are all right. So if one belief produces a result that's not as good as the other, and it's very consistent every single time. If you look at large groups of people and the way that they believe, it produces a very similar result almost the majority of the time. But then if you go somewhere else and look at the way that someone else maybe takes a perspective and believes on things, then they might have a different result consistently almost every single time. And when you look at this, you have to get curious and you have to ask why. Like, is this a coincidence? Is this on purpose? Is there maybe another group or an existing force or the government out there that is just trying to create a result for a certain group of people, and because you believe things a certain way, then you happen to have the results that they're giving to you? I mean, I guess you could. I guess you could choose to take maybe a I don't want to say like victim perspective, because I don't know if it's completely like you're in a victim spot, but it might be that you just haven't taken responsibility for literally everything that happens around you. And so one of the perspectives that a lot of people have when it comes to creating like wealth and abundance is maybe a few concepts. Like, for instance, you might not love everyone around you. Like, deep down inside, you want everyone to do awesome everywhere around you. Like, even the person that makes you mad, or maybe the group of people that make you a little bit frustrated or angry, it's like, do you love on them too? Like, do you really wish deep down inside that maybe something changes and something clicks for them and something opens up maybe in their heart to where they believe just a little bit differently because you see something greater, because you see something that's more possible for them? Do you love on people? Like, so in my personal experiences, the people who love on people, the people who want people to do better, the people that celebrate success, they happen to, generally speaking, most of the time, very consistently, not always, so it's not like a guarantee or anything, they tend to produce a more abundance of results in life versus someone who doesn't, versus someone who maybe dislikes, is grunted, is full of anger, is always frustrated, is always just agitated, is always misunderstood, is always alone, is always unhappy. There's a reason why those types of people, they don't necessarily always produce the results that they've always dreamed of in the world. Like when maybe you're watching TV and you watch like all the celebrities and you kind of look at the lifestyle they have, possibly before you get into the gossips, right? Possibly before the drama happens, possibly before some of the engaging things that happen on TV to suck you in, is maybe not only a misunderstood of reality of what life actually is, but it's got the images of some of the things that you want, and you wonder why you don't have what they have, and so maybe you live vicariously through celebrities. It's a shift. It's a shift in perspective. So let me share with you what it really takes to build an autopilot business and how simple it can be, and more or less how it's possible to be able to go out there as someone who has no skills, no experience, no technical skills, and just maybe a will inside to maybe get some coffee if you drink coffee. I don't really drink coffee too much. I don't really drink beer. Like I'm not really like, I'm more of the person that's just, I just love life, you know? I love taking care of my body. I love going to the gym, and I just love hanging out in beautiful environments. I love being around people who are moving forward. I love people who reach out to me. Like, it really means a lot because I actually am an introvert. So for instance, if I am hanging out with you in person, chances are I'm not going to do this video in person. You know, it's one of those things where it takes me a lot of energy to be around people, and and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because when I was younger, it's just the way I grew up. I grew up playing like a lot of video games and always trying to get to the next level in the video game. I always grew up as someone who would play sports, but the way that I would play sports is I would just be very competitive, but I wouldn't necessarily be as social. I just wanted to get the result. And so like if you ever look at like personality like charts of like how you kind of have like the red, blue, yellow, green personality, I would be more on the other side of like not the person who's like standing on the chair, super energetic, super passionate. You can't sit them down because maybe they're ADD. I'd be more on the other side where if it was like maybe people oriented or task oriented, I would probably be more, just honestly speaking, I'd be more on the task side because I'm a little bit more reserved. I love when things are getting accomplished, things are getting done, and I also want things to be done, not necessarily in a certain way. I'm very flexible and open to change. But sometimes when you take full responsibility for literally everything that happens around you, there's a vision that you have, and especially when it comes to creating a structure and a foundation and a home for you to be able to live and to have enough space to be able to put what you want inside. Sometimes you have to take charge, and if it's not you going out there and doing the work, sometimes you have to be kind of the manager, and sometimes you have to be able to put the projects and give them and delegate to people of the right personality types, so that way there's a win-win situation for the people around you, which ultimately, when you have that energy that's working on your side, for instance, like if you look at money, what is money? Money is energy. And what does energy love? Energy loves speed. So if you want money to move fast, if you want there to be a wealth of abundance that comes through you and passes through you, so that way it's just a money flow, just going in, going out, going in, going out, and it's always just a pure of abundance. There's always more coming. There's always more that you can always accept and receive and be able to push out and be able to pump back and give back into the economy, give back into the people around you. When you have that bigger flow and you're able to move faster, it's very attractive. It's very attractive. There's a specific reason why people who tend to put out leadership qualities, or they have maybe not just financial, but they just overall have the resources to be able to make fun events happen, or to be able to provide education, or be able to go out there and just show people what's working. I want to show you something. I want to show you how, like, obviously I'm here on the beach right now, but I was on the cruise just maybe a little less than an hour ago, but all of last night, how I was just on the cruise, yet I would look and refresh my email, and how yet another sale of a software service that I was selling, how did one come in, but here I'm on the cruise and I have no internet. Like, I wanted to do a live, and I wanted to kind of capture everyone's attention with a live today, but the Wi-Fi is not so great. I tried to do it. It was like, I would try to load Facebook, and Facebook would take like 15 minutes to load, I would try to load, even on my mobile phone, like I would try to maybe take Instagram, so I would upload like maybe like a picture or whatnot. It's taking all day, so if you see this video before I get back, it was spending all day upload. But what's the system? What's the system? You're like, Brian, get to the point. But I'm telling you, this is the point. This is the point if you pay attention and if you listen. Now, because if I just tell you what it is, then what happens is you watch this video, you get through it in like minutes, but then it's like, you watch this video, you just heard me tell you exactly what I'm doing, and for some reason it didn't click for you, you didn't believe it, and so you just passed on, you went and did something else, and then you come back to me later and said, Brian, what's working now? Like I told you in the last video. But why is it that you have to watch this in order to understand? Well, first and foremost, you have to make a commitment. In order to create change, you have to make a commitment. Sometimes it's financially, and in fact, most times it's financially. Like for instance, you might not be used to spending. Like for instance, what normal person goes out there? Like what crazy person that's maybe a little bit psychotic, maybe a little bit just out there, maybe a little bit ADD, maybe just a little bit just misunderstood. You know, what person like that goes out there and they invest like $500 like starting up a new business? Who does that? Like who does that? Who goes out there and they just say, you know, I'm just tired of doing what I'm doing. Here, let me go book a cruise next weekend. Who does that? Like who does that? Who says, you know, my favorite show is coming on, but I haven't gone to the gym today, so you know what? I gotta cancel the show and go to the gym. What crazy psychotic person does this? What crazy psychotic person does this? Who says, you know, I just spent 8 hours a day at work and I'm feeling really tired, but it would take me about 3 hours to accomplish this project that I want done online. And so rather than go to sleep because it'll make me feel good, I'd rather stay up and actually live my dreams by getting this piece done, because I'm going to think what's happening tomorrow versus me just waking up and doing the same thing and actually getting stuck in a cycle. What crazy person does this? And that's why you have to understand, you might be that crazy person that is now open to this information. So listen, because it can really help you. What are the main things you need to do to create an automated business online? And I hate using that term because a lot of people, they think automated business, here, let me just pull out the credit card and just buy something. And as soon as I put in my credit card and hit the buy button and I hit register and I get set up with an account to this like crazy mystical system that I've never heard of before, they, without even logging into like maybe a back office or dashboard or watching any videos, they just automatically assume money's going to come in. And I'm sorry, that's not the way it works. In fact, you actually do have to put in a little bit of work, because the thing is like if there's this one system set up for everyone on the internet and everyone was literally doing it, you are exactly correct. Like when you say, well, if this is working, then why doesn't everyone do it? Well, you are exactly correct. If everyone has the same exact system, if everyone's got the same exact McDonald's on every single corner of your city, which I've actually seen that. It's like, well, do you just go to the McDonald's like down the street every single, no, like it's which one you go to, you know? And online it's kind of like that. So when you see these systems out there, you see these companies and you see the same affiliates that are all promoting the same exact page online, everyone's promoting the same exact thing, it's like, well, who do you join? And honestly, what you do is you don't join your broke Aunt Joe, because they're probably not even doing the business, but there again, like, why would you want to join them? Because you do a search on YouTube, you find a couple of leaders, and then you go join the person that's got the best bonuses. You go join the person that's got the most value. You got the person that is maybe doing a video every single day, because there's someone out there that you might not personally know in the local same city as you. But let's be honest, you probably have the best relationship with them because you know, like, and trust them. Like, you're hearing what they're saying, it's making sense to you, and so whatever they're doing seems to be working. And so when they tell you what it is, or maybe show you how they're doing it with possibly a screen share, then you're probably going to work with them more often than not. So how do you get that set up online without you physically having to be there? Here's how you do it. You got to do the work once. Which means you have to have a capture page, you have to have a sales page, and you have to have a follow-up process. Capture page, sales page, and a follow-up process. And if we want to get more advanced, then you have to have a way to get traffic to send into that funnel. But if you use the same capture page, sales page, and follow-up process as everyone else, you're seen as the same. You don't have any additional value. Therefore, in order to be able to sell in that way, you usually have to usually have to work with someone who is a leader and a producer, and you have to be in a more direct market where you're either directly talking to people and directly reaching out, directly building relationships, directly meeting someone at the Starbucks, directly Facebook messaging, and oh shoot, I thought I saw a crab because there's like a crab right there. And so there's a direct way of doing that, but there's also an indirect way. And that indirect way I would like to call attraction marketing. How does attraction marketing work? You go out there, you create content, people watch your videos, maybe you have sales funnels, maybe you're driving traffic, and what happens is the way that it happens is, let's say you watch this video and you're like, Brian, I hear what you're saying. You go into this, what's called a capture page. The capture page is a way to collect information. It's a very simple thing. It's like you go into Burger King and Burger King asks for your email address. You go to Groupon.com and they ask for your email address. You go to any type of, it could be restaurant, almost every like small retail business like nowadays is asking for contact information, more specifically your email address. Why? So they can follow up and stay at the top of mind. So that we could continue building relationships. So that way they can continue entering a coupon. I'm gonna try to wrap this video up because we have a boat that's gonna be very loud here in a couple seconds. So what do you need? Capture page, sales page, and autoresponder. You need to brand you to the process, but before you can do that, you have to get results first. You have to have a brand worth having a brand for. Like, you don't want to be this person with a brand and you have no results behind you. The easiest way to get results online is through leads and money. Either you go generate an income result, which I'm not a big fan of that anymore, because it's like, if you try to do like these incomes online, then you got to have all these disclaimers. It's a very big deal. The easiest thing to promote is going to be the leads that you generate. Are you getting 1 lead a day? 1 lead a day every single day for your business. 2 leads a day every single day for your business. 5 leads a day every single day for your business. 10 leads a day. Well, the more videos that you do, the more that leads will come through YouTube search traffic. The more that they will continue to find your video over and 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 over again. Seeing your video, clicking the link in the description. So if you're on YouTube watching this video, click the link in the description, and then they see your process. Well, they just watched you, so they know who you are. They just went to your capture page. They just gave you their contact information, which usually has a headline and offer in the sense of you're getting something for free, some type of value if you make it to the next page. So you collect their email address, you deliver value, then they go to a sales process. They go to a sales process that brands you in the form with being the person that's giving the unique selling proposition. You're making an offer. You're asking for a credit card. You're asking for someone to trust you in order to deliver them a service that they want and need. And for business owners online, what do they need to do? They need to brand themselves. They need to go out there and generate more leads and money for their business. And if you can help them accomplish that and help them deliver that, then what do business owners want? What do influential people, what do people who are out there getting ready to make a decision to do something big, what do they want to do? They want to work with you. And again, if you don't have any brand, then the easiest thing to get is leads and money. But what's the next hardest thing to do? The next hardest thing is to go out there and actually build capture page systems, because you don't even know what sales skills are. You don't know how to copyright. You don't know how to speak in a form of communication that draws in new potential customers that want them to buy. You do not know how to do that yet. So what can you do? You can do grunt work. I'll be honest with you. You got to do grunt work. What do I mean by grunt work? It means you have to go build the leads and money first. You have to go get the results first. You have to take a system that a leader has already proven to convert, and you have to use their system for a little bit. You have to use their system as a promoter and generate a leads result. Typically, the leads result turns into a money result, and so you do that long enough to have a leads and money result. Then what you do is you take the leads and money result and you go out there and now you go and create yourself as the brand. usually if you're using a good leader system, it's very easy to swap out. You swap out a couple pictures, you swap out maybe your story, and you swap out maybe some of the VIP stuff that you're willing to do. So for instance, like if I'm willing to grant access to my Facebook ads account for as low as $50 today, just because I'm trying to over deliver as a bonus, because I want to land on the leaderboards for maybe the most sales, because I want the most people to buy from me, because they're not going to get that anywhere else, then maybe you have an Instagram course. Maybe you have, maybe I don't have enough time, but maybe you're willing to spend like hours of your time and give VIP access, kind of like you're the VIP support person at Disneyland. You know, like that's just walking people all the way through. Maybe you're the tour guide. Maybe you can give that access to a bonus, like your time, because maybe you don't have a job. Maybe you just need something to work now and you need to just get people started. Whatever that process is, when you've got a capture page, a sales page, and a follow-up system, usually by emails or possibly retargeting, maybe you might be seeing this video over and over and over again, you don't know why, retargeting, right? Then you'll completely understand that when you have this process and it's done online, it's automated. It's actually automated. Like if you had a way to get traffic, like hence maybe a lot of YouTube videos out there, and they're all sending people into your description, seeing your link, and then they see your link and they collect the capture page, and then they go to an automated sales form, and when they don't buy, then they see retargeted video possibly like this, or possibly follow-up emails over and over and over again because you set them up strategically, because you built it and it was all sending back into the sales page, that way that you collect the financial transaction. Congratulations. Yes, you do have an automated business. Yes, you do collect leads and money automatically, because you're collecting the leads from the videos that are playing over and over again, maybe the ads if you're using like a paid ad strategy for people to see your links, and then you're collecting money because that whole system is selling while you are not around, while you're possibly in the Bahamas, while you are possibly napping in bed because you went to sleep overnight and someone bought across the world from you and they decided to create that transaction and you were getting credit for that, hence you got a commission through something you're selling. And what if you were able to do this whole process while you were working a full-time job? So you're collecting an income stream now, like you're working a full-time job, boss pays you money, boss stops paying you money, you don't have an income stream, one person paying you money, and then while on the side, you built and took the time because you spent maybe some late nights or whatnot getting some results, and then you created an automated business system here on the side, so that way you're working for a boss, one person paying you money, they decide to stop paying you, you have no check, but then this thing simultaneously on the same exact side that you built, which we'll call it the autopilot business, but really it's you that just built the whole process because you got some good training, you met the right person, maybe you got Brian that's walking you through this whole process, and then you went and built your automated funnels yourself, where you are branded as leader, people want to work with you even if you're not directly popping on the phone, because maybe you got someone else that is. So then you got this thing on the side, lots of people paying you on money. One person gets mad, maybe they call it like, oh, I don't want to do this thing with you. And then so they cancel, but you got lots of other people that are paying you money. Everything's okay. That's what I call multiple streams of income online. But then online, you've actually got different products. You've got different services. You've got different people that you are building relationships with and trying to create maybe JV partnerships. You've got some of these more advanced ways of earning online that happens when you build a list. Hence what we're doing, like when we're collecting information, that capture page. I really want you to get something, because instead of you like, oh, Brian, well, the reason why you can't sell online is because you got to do it in person. Okay, so when people are watching this video, hence if you watch from the start to finish, not everyone will, but if you look at a large group of numbers, a certain percentage of people will watch this full video. They just will. And if you make it all the way to the end of this video, what are you most likely going to do? You're probably going to listen to my recommendation. And if you listen to my recommendation, click the link in the description, chances are you're probably going to buy something, because I'm really good at selling stuff. And even with me being really good at selling stuff, that was all learned throughout the years. For instance, back in 2012, I probably couldn't sell nothing except somehow I became the top producer in a telemarketing company just because I had the drive and will to keep going. I mean, in 60 days, you know, I don't really understand where you are, but what happens is if you're someone that's just willing to go through the process, just willing to do something on the side, then you take something that is a very tough obstacle for you right now. And I bet you that obstacle, you'll say it's working your job, but it's really a perspective shift that you have in your mind to be able to see things in a different light when it comes to life. And with that perspective shift, it allows you to be able to get more done in less time. So while you're taking what you're doing right now it opens up a small gap of time which you're able to get a lot done. And that lot done is building something like an automated process over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you don't know what I mean, here's what I want you to do. Oh crap, this crab right here, there's like more of them coming up, and I don't know if they're like still popping up, but I don't know if you saw that crab. So listen, call to action, so listen up. If you go to attractivesponsor.com, attractivesponsor.com, kind of like attraction marketing, but if you said attractive and then no space, but sponsor.com, oh, it's getting closer. Attractivesponsor.com, then here's what's going to happen. You're going to see my capture page, which I am going to hint to you I have a share code for, meaning that you might think that it's this very tough process to build. Like for instance, I wrote that on the page. If you go and see the sales page, I wrote that stuff too. And you might think that'll take a long time. Yeah, it took me like a few days. I have a share code. You go, and once you purchase through me, you'll see that sales page. I wrote that whole sales page. I'm selling a software product. And you click the buy button. Well, one of the bonuses, like if you see like the bonuses that I'm delivering, not only am I delivering access to possibly a Facebook ads account if you're seeing this offer early enough, like if you're seeing this like on YouTube and it's like 5 years later, I don't know if I'm still doing this, then I'm selling access to my Facebook account, and it's actually very limited. So like if you go to a Facebook ads account and like it's in, like everyone has this. So like you go into your settings, Facebook ads account, there's actually like a little spot where you can actually add users to your account. Well, I'll add you as a user. It's just, I don't know how many people can fit there before Facebook limits you. So chances are I'm probably sold out by the time you're watching this video. Then I'm giving you access as a share code to see the same exact funnel. The same exact funnel. You can copy it. Obviously, it's got me on there for right now. I bet you just share the funnel, it'll probably make some money. And if you just take the share code, if you want to edit, if you're a more advanced person, you know who you are. Chris Daniel, I know. You're probably someone who's a little bit more advanced. You can go in there and you can be able to switch out your photos, switch out some of the like text with your story, etc., and maybe put the bonus as yours. You can do that, brand it to you, and when people get there, they see you in that position, and generally everyone wants to work with you. And the reason why you can do that is because you've produced a result. Like you have the largest Instagram ads account that like of the whole world. You know, like you got a lot of people, you got a lot of followers on that account. So you take that, and then there's also a follow-up process, and you can actually copy some of my emails that will follow up for like 16 days. Can you imagine starting out like that? A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even know how to market online. Like for instance, I'm a part of a direct sales company right now, and everyone's still doing home meetings. They have no idea how to use online funnels. They have no idea how to build an autopilot system that generates them sales, because they take people, they generate traffic in a way that maybe through videos, and people keep sending them over and over again, that every once in a while someone sees it, they see the link in the video, and then they go to their website, which does a presentation process. And then if they don't join directly the presentation process, most people don't, and if you're selling something that's low ticket, most people do, then they will keep seeing the page because of the follow-up process. Work marketing, and you would love to, if you would love to be able to go out there and build an automated business, you need leads and traffic, you need a presentation process to do that, and you need a way to follow up with them in a way that's very attractive, where people want to join you because you've got the most value. Well, the easiest way to give value is to do more videos. The easiest way to follow up is with a system in place. Those are the only two things. Like if you're wondering and you're struggling how to build an internet business, I'll give you this. I've struggled. I've gone through just about every failure you could imagine. I've gone through like so much pain and so much like, how do you do these moments online, to have finally just realized that it's about this simple. It's about this simple. You have a way to get traffic that's automated. You have a system that sells for you. Company systems don't generally sell for you because it's got to come through your perspective, your personality, and have people that actually know who you are and like you enough for being you, like the blood that's pumping through your heart and your skin, personally you, not anyone else. You got to have a system that sells you. Traffic, you. Traffic, system for you. And people will join you without you physically being there. AKA, they might have watched a video. If you would like to learn more about the system that I'm using, about the system I've created, about like, okay, Brian, write stuff. I want to see what you wrote. If you want to see that stuff, there's going to be at attractivesponsor.com. You're going to see an email address. Go ahead and enter in your email address. You're going to be taken to a sales page. You're going to see how I probably didn't do the presentation, but I did something very unique. I know that you're either the presenter or you're someone that is edifying the presenter. So I edified a good presenter, told my version of the story with my bonuses, and guess who people want to join for a low ticket price? Shoot, getting access to my Facebook ads account. Who wouldn't do that? That is what's called a no-brainer. Everyone gets started who sees that page. Imagine being able to get that set up for you. I've spent a very long time struggling, a long time failing, a long time of listening to tapes, books, audios, personal development, a long time of writing $100,000 per month on my whiteboard at home that's been up for months, and other goals have been up since before then. I've spent a lot of time investing my time, my resources, my mind into figuring out how to create change. And what I'm telling you is I'm getting ready to pull the trigger